In this problem, I need to evaluate the function tangent of x, and we're plugging into this function for x, alpha plus beta. So we're actually evaluating the tangent of alpha plus beta. Now we have information about angles alpha and beta. So let's take a look at that information and see what we can figure out from here. All right, so I can see that in my first figure, we have angle alpha, and alpha is a first quadrant angle, and so that means that both x and y are positive. Beta, on the other hand, is a fourth quadrant angle, and that means that while the x value is positive, the y value is negative. And always keep in mind that the r value is always going to be positive. That's the length of the radius, has to be a positive. So I can find x, y, and r for each of these angles. So I'll start with alpha, and we know that the y value is 1 because that's given right here. And the r value I know is 2 because x squared plus y squared equals 4, and that's r squared. So finally, the value of x, well, that's going to be the square root of 3. We already know this relationship, 1, 2, and the square root of 3, from our 30, 60 degree angles. So we've got those values right away. Now for beta. Let's do this in a different color. All right, so what do we know about x, y, and r? Well, I know that x is 1/3. I don't know y, and r is 1 because x squared plus y squared equals 1. We take the square root and we get 1. So I can solve this for y. I take the 1/3 and I square that, plus y squared equals 1, and 1/3 squared is 1/9 plus y squared equals 1. And so then y squared must be 8/9. So now when I take the square root, remember that we said that y was a negative value. So y is negative, and when we take the square root, we get 2 square roots of 2 from the 8, and square root of 9 is 3. So y is negative 2 square roots of 2 over 3. All right. So before I move on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, then from this information, what do I know? I know that the tangent of alpha equals y over x, and that's 1 over the square root of 3, and I can make this into the square root of 3 over 3. So that's a little simplified or rationalized, whichever way you want to talk about it. Now how about beta? The tangent of beta is negative 2 square root of 2 over 3 divided by 1/3. So the 3's are just going to cancel, and I just get negative 2 square roots of 2 for tangent of beta. So now I'm going to come back over to the tangent of alpha plus beta, and I know that tangent of alpha plus beta equals tangent alpha plus tangent beta all over 1 minus tangent alpha times tangent beta. Tangent alpha is the square root of 3 over 3 plus tangent beta is negative 2 square root of 2. And then we have 1 minus the tangent of alpha times the tangent of beta. So that's the square root of 3 over 3 times negative 2 square roots of 2. Now this doesn't look like any of the choices that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another screen and I'm going to show you how you transform what we have here into one of the choices. Okay, so now I've got square root of 3 over 3 plus the negative 2 times the square root of 2 all over 1 minus square root of 3 over 3 times negative 2 square roots of 2. So what I can do with this is start by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 3. And so what that does is gets rid of those little mini fractions that we have. So now I have square root of 3 minus 6 square root of 2 over, and then 3 times the 1 gives me 3. And this 3 is going to cancel out with that 3 in the denominator. 2 negatives make a positive, and it's going to be 2 times the square root of 6. Okay. Now this still doesn't look like any of the choices that I had. So what I need to do is I need to rationalize the denominator. And in order to do that, I'm going to multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So conjugate of the denominator would be 3 minus 2 square roots of 6. And I do that to the numerator as well. Okay, so now when I distribute or use FOIL in the numerator, I'm going to get 3 square root of 3 minus 2 square root of 18 minus 18 square root of 2 plus 12 square roots of 12. And in the denominator, I multiply, and I've got the difference of 2 squares formula. So this is just 9 minus 4 times 6. And the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is just 6. All right, so what can I do to simplify this? Well, I have 3 square roots of 3. Now 2 times the square root of 18. 18 is 9 times 2. So I can take out a 3 and leave in a square root of 2. So this is going to make minus 6 square roots of 2. Don't forget that 2 right there. Minus 18 square root of 2. Plus, now the 12 becomes 2 square roots of 3. And I have 24 square roots of 3. And this is all over a negative 15. Okay. So 3 square roots of 3, plus 24 square roots of 3 gives me 27 square roots of 3. Minus 6 square roots of 2 minus 18 square roots of 2 gives me a negative 24 square roots of 2. And that's over negative 15. Almost there. All right, so what can I do now? I can factor a negative 3 from the numerator. Since I have a negative in the denominator, that'll be nice. And I get negative 3 times 9 square roots of 3. Negative 9 square roots of 3, right? And then plus 8 square roots of 2. And this is over a negative 15, so then I can simplify and get a positive 5 in the denominator. So I'll make this 8 square root of 2 minus 9 square root of 3 over 5. So that way, just nice to have the first term positive. It doesn't really matter. But now let's take a look at what our choices were. And okay, let's see. So here's my answer that we just came up with, and that matches choice B. So that is my final answer to this problem.